Hi all, so today we're going to be going over the quadratic graphs and function check that I gave you recently. Okay, so you're going to see these questions were asked for you, and I'm going to go over the solutions so that you can check your answers with them. Okay, so answering these first questions here, question 1, a function is defined by f of x equals x squared minus 3x. Okay, so that's my function there. Okay, calculate f of 9, so we're going to put 9 into there and see what we get out of it. And part 2, we're going to then do the same just with negative 4. Okay, starting off with part 1. Okay, then we're going to get f of 9, which is going to be 9 squared. Okay, minus 3 lots of 9. So I've just swapped my x's for 9's. Okay, 9 squared gives me 81. 3 lots of 9 minus 27, okay, because it was negative 3 times 9, which is negative 27. 81 take away 27 is 54. Okay, so I get my first answer to be 54 there. Okay, so I'm going to do the second part now. Okay, so I'm going to put f of negative 4 into this. Okay, so that's going to give me negative 4 squared minus 3 lots of negative 4. So I've got to be very careful here with my negatives. Okay, so if I square negative, negative 4 times negative 4, that gives me positive 16. So I'm always going to get a positive number when I square a negative number. Okay. Then here I've got negative 3 times by negative 4, so that's going to give me positive 12. Okay, not negative 12, but positive 12. Okay, and 16 plus 12 would then give me the answer of 28 there. Okay, so those are the first two answers for the check that I gave you there. Okay, we're going to scroll down to look at questions 2 and onwards. So a function is defined by g of x equals 5x plus 3. Okay, find the value of a such that g of a equals 33. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to want to work out what my function would look like if it's an a involved. Okay, so g of a, that's going to be 5 lots of a plus 3. Okay, I've just swapped a for, swapped an x, sorry, for an a. Right, I'm then told that whatever a was, it equals 33, so I'm going to start off by saying 5a plus 3, that equals 33. Okay, now we know how to solve equations by now. We're going to subtract the 3 on both sides, so I'm going to get 5a equals 30. Okay, 30 take away 3 is there. We'll then divide both sides by 5. Therefore, I get a 30 divided by 5 is 6. Okay, out the answer that a was 6 there. Okay, right, I'm then going to jump on to question 3 now. Okay, so the following graphs have equations y equals kx squared. Find the value of k in each. Okay, so this is where we given the equation, we want to work out what k is. Okay, so we start off with our coordinates, and we know that every coordinate has an x and a y value, so they're going to be my x and y values for part A. Okay, so if I just scroll down a tad more, give myself some working space here. So I know that A, okay, y equals kx squared. That means that 54, that was my y value, equals k times the value of 3 squared. Okay. If I do that, 3 squared would give me 9, so that's going to be 9 lots of k there. And if I swap them round, I get 9k equals 54. Divide both sides by 9. I then get k equals 6. Okay, so my answer for the first one was k equals 6. It's a good idea then to just write it as y equals 6 x squared. Okay, that was the value of k. And similarly, we're going to do the same with b. Okay, so I'm just going to change the colour of my pen here. Okay, so we can differentiate the two. So that's going to be my x coordinate, that's going to be y coordinate. Now I expect a negative answer here because my graph is upside down. Okay, so I'm going to start off again with the same equation. So y equals kx squared. Y is now negative 32. That equals k multiplied by x squared. Well, that's going to be 2 squared. Okay. Negative 32 equals k times 2 squared. Well, 2 squared is 4, so that's going to be 4 lots of k. Swap them round, so I'm going to get 4k equals negative 32. Divide both sides by 4. So I'm going to divide both sides by 4 there. I then get k equals negative 32 divided by 4. That gives me negative 8. Okay, which is on the lines of what I was expecting. I was expecting a negative number there. Okay, so my answer for my equation was y equals negative 8 x squared. Okay, so that's how we done question 3 there. Okay, I'm now going to go over and have a look at question 4. Okay, so question 4, write down the equations of the following quadratics on the form y equals x plus a all squared plus b. Well, this basically helps us with our answer. Okay, so basically we need to know what the turning point is in order to do this. Okay, so if we know the turning point, we could get our answer. So I first of all know that it's going to be of the form x plus a all squared plus b. That's going to give me x in there. Now a, okay, is different from your x value, okay? It is the opposite of what it's got. So it's not going to be positive 4 for us, it's going to be negative 4 squared. B is what our y coordinate is, negative 9, okay? And that's my answer done there, okay? So I get x minus 4 all squared minus 9, okay? For part B, so that's, sorry, for part A. For part B, so if I just change my pen colour again here, so you'll see, again, I'm going to use my coordinate here to help me with it, okay? So it's going to be of the form y equals x plus a all squared plus a b. So x minus 2, sorry, I've got a minus 2 as my x coordinate, therefore I change the value of that, okay? So it's going to be x plus 2, okay? Still all squared. Then it's plus as my y coordinate, so I've got plus 1 there, okay? And those are my two equations written down, okay? We'll then look at the last one, okay? So question 5. I am now going to sketch the curve for the following quadratics, and we're going to need the turning point, y-intercept, and the axis of symmetry, okay? So that's what we are looking for here, okay? So I first of all need to work out this turning point. So I'm going to do that just now. So I'll give myself more space here. So the turning point, okay. Well, it's the reverse of what we've done. What we do is we then use the equation, we use the number, sorry, in our equation to get it. So remember the x, the number inside the bracket changes its value. So we get negative 2. And then that becomes 3 there. So my turning point is negative 2, 3. Okay. We'll then work out the y-intercept. So the y-intercept is when x equals 0. So we're going to put x equals 0 into here, plus 3, and then we're going to have to work this out. So 2 squared plus 3, that becomes 4 plus 3, which gives me 7. So my y-intercept is the coordinate 0, 7. Okay, axis of symmetry. Okay, so axis of symmetry, we know is when we deal with the x value that is our turning point. So our axis of symmetry is x equals going to be negative 2. Okay, so it's going to be negative 2 there. So if we sketch this, okay, and it does say a sketch, okay, so we're not looking for anything fantastically major, okay, we're just looking for a sketch. Okay, so if I sketched this out, it would be a set of axes like this. Turning point was negative 2, 3. Okay, so we go along negative 2 up 3. Okay, so it's going to be along there somewhere. Let's try that again. So that's going to be negative 2, 3. It curved up and down like that, and we know it crosses the axis, the y-intercept at 7. So that would be a sketch for the quadratic there. Okay, we'll now go back up and look at part B. Okay, so part B will be this graph here, y equals x minus 4 all squared minus 1. So the first thing we need for part B is its turning point. So again, we change the value that's inside there, so it's negative 4 now, so we're going to get positive 4, and it's negative 1. Okay, so my turning point is 4 along, negative 1. Y-intercept, we know that's when x is 0. Okay, so we're going to make x equals 0. Therefore, we're going to get y equals 0 minus 4 all squared minus 1. That's going to give me 4 squared minus 1, so negative 4 squared I should say. That's going to give me 16 minus 1, which is 15 there. So my coordinate is 0, 15. So I know it's going across 0, 15. Okay, again, symmetry. Okay, that's going to be when x is the value of its turning point. Okay, so if I do that, the turning point is 4. Okay, so x will be 4. Okay, that's that there. And we're then going to draw our sketch for this quadratic. Okay, so if I then sketch this, okay, I go 4 along, 1 up. Okay, so that's my coordinate there. I then sketch it like that. Okay, so we get it there now. In fact, I've actually made a mistake on that, so hold on, because what I have done, which is very silly of me, I have put the wrong turning point in to start with. Okay, so let's try that again. So we'll put a wee diagram down there, quick sketch. So it was 4, negative 1, so go along 4, down 1, that'll be roughly about there. So that's going to be 4, negative 1. I then know that this thing's going to turn on the turning point like that, and that coordinate there would be 15. Okay, so there's just how you draw a quick sketch of what that parabola would look like. Okay, thank you.